Hi, guys, welcome back. It's Angelica. I am going to be listening to a song called Sound Chaser today by the band Yes. And this is one of the two tracks on the second side of their album Relayer. I listened to the first side of the album, which is just all one track, a few weeks ago called The Gates of Delirium, which absolutely blew my mind. It is a gorgeous epic that I just really fell in love with. And I've been really excited to continue on with that album. Like I said, there's only two tracks on the second side of the album, and that is Sound Chaser and To Be Over. So I'm going to start with Sound Chaser today. I understand that it's not really connected to the kind of story and piece that is The Gates of Delirium. This is just kind of a departure from that. But other than that, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm really excited. So let's take a listen.
From the moment I reached out to hold, I felt a sound. And what touches our soul slowly moves as touch rebounds. And to know that tempo will continue, lost in trance of dances, as rhythm takes another turn. As is my want, I only reach to look in your eyes.
Whoa. I need to hear the last 30 seconds or so again, really quick here. There was some sounds here that I couldn't quite make sense of. Okay. What is that? So is John Anderson saying cha 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 there? Whatever he's saying there, there's another. I think it's another vocal. What is that in the background? It's like zoom. It's scary. It's like home. Wow, that's kind of disturbing. Wait, one more time. Wow. Okay. I feel like I could talk about that for a while. Um, Let me try to gather my thoughts here. That was a lot. Um, wow. I keep saying this, but I don't think I've ever quite heard anything like that before. Um, so one of the thoughts that I had listening to that is I watched a Steven Wilson interview. If you don't know who he is the founder of the band Porcupine Tree and has his own really amazing solo career. I've been really getting into him lately. He said that some of his favorite albums or some of his favorite music isn't necessarily music that is that band's best music or, you know, most pleasing sounding music, but it's music that is really different in that he felt like he didn't understand it at first, but it was something that he felt he could learn from. So he would continuously listen to it in hopes of trying to understand like what the band was going for there, what the intention was. And I felt that listening to this because at first it was not pleasing to my ear at all. It was way too busy and just a lot. And but then now, you know, as it went on, I'm not sure if that was, and this is similar to the Gates of Delirium, and that was that their intention for it to not maybe necessarily sound pleasing, because then we got into these like really jammy, funky, kind of more structured jazz sections that was very pleasing and fun. So I don't know if it's kind of, it was all there for contrast, for you to kind of be disoriented, for lack of a better word, and not really sure where this is going. And then it just drive right into that groove that was pretty funky. Wow, that's definitely going to take me a few listens to appreciate and understand, but that was really cool. Wow, there was some really unexpected sections in there that were great. And honestly, I like having that contrast of the busyness and the crazy, like kind of dissonant, clashing sounds, and then there was a lot of changes that went on. I mean, just like tempo and I'm sure time signature stuff. There was stuff that sounded really complex, but I think it might have even just been in 4/4, but because there was just so much going on, it sounded crazier than it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was really cool. I really loved what Steve Howe did with the guitar there. That was really cool. There was a lot of like volume pushing and pulling that I loved in his sound. It was very kind of like teasing. And then there was like, I feel like he kind of brought us out of that crazy jazz dissonance from the beginning into the more like understandable pieces of music. He kind of was our like guide out of that, and I loved what he played there. And like, I guess kind of the middle, it was kind of like flamenco-y. I don't know, it was different. I was not expecting that at all. That was really, really, really cool. Wow. And the keyboards are obviously a standout here, and this is not Rick Wakeman for this album. This is Patrick Moraz, and definitely a very different style, much more jazzy than classical, I would say. That was really, he sounded very virtuosic on the keyboard, and he was doing a lot of layering to it, with just other keyboard sounds other than the lead melodies that he was playing that were beautiful. And then the drumming was really crazy too. I mean, it was really a lot, that beginning. That was crazy. Very jazzy. Yeah, definitely very jazzy. Very like offbeat jazzy, but then they bring it back around. And then that ending was kind of scary to me. I don't know. What do you think? Wow, that was really interesting. That is not something I would want to listen to if I was in a bad state of mind. I feel like that could be very overwhelming and scary to me personally. But wow, that was really different from the Gates of Delirium. But there was that. I'm thinking there's a similarity in that, like that kind of contrast of sounds. Um, I like the name of it, Sound Chaser. You know, it just makes me think of people that are just chasing cool sounds and just experimenting with music. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were one of few bands that were experimenting like this at that time. I think this album is from 1974. Really, really cool. I'm really excited to listen to the next song, which again, I forget what it's called. It is To Be Over. So I'll get to that soon. And I hope you enjoyed listening to this with me, and I will see you on the next one.